Hi. Good morning, everybody. Or early afternoon for some people. I never think about that, how we go live at 8 o'clock for us, but it's 11 in the East Coast. For our East Coast viewers, it's, to me, almost lunchtime.
Still morning though, still morning. But yes, that was one thing when I first went to ASD, I of course gave my card out to everybody and got on all these mailing lists. Next thing you know, this one guy started calling me at 5 in the morning because it's 8 o'clock East
Yeah.
Coast, and I'm going, stop calling me. I said it's 5 a.m. Oh, I'm so sorry to wake you. Yeah, don't just you should know about time zones. Come on. Come on. You're a big enough company. You're smart enough. You should know about time zones. Anyhow, how are you doing today, Tina? What's going on?
Today I feel a little beaten down. I've had such a long week, so I'm not my normal chipper self. Um, this week has been exhausting. I have pulled all of my inventory from Amazon. So the amount of boxes arriving daily is draining. And then you're opening everything. And then you know how Amazon packs stuff when you pull inventory. It's like one
Oh,
comes in a box
yeah.
or 83 come in a box and some are damaged. It's mixed stuff. I've gotten back things that were not mine, just and so it's storing it all. And you know, after Amazon initiated, like us having the low inventory fees and keeping the 3 month of stock in, I spent a ton of money and have a lot more stock than I normally would have. So not only did I have my backup inventory here, I had at Amazon 3 months supply. So I have a lot more inventory than I normally would have had, which was working great for me.
Mm-hmm.
But now with pulling it out, it's like I don't have space, and trying to figure out where and how to liquidate it, because the inventory I sold on Amazon, where I sold dozens and dozens per day, right?
Mm-hmm.
On eBay, it's not eBay type of inventory.
No.
I have sold 5 Amazon inventory items on eBay in the last 3 weeks. 5 total. And these are items I sold dozens a day on Amazon. So it would take me the rest of my life to sell this stuff on eBay. So
Well, let's not say that, because I too am getting everything listed over on eBay, and some of the things I'm creating different listings for. So maybe I sold, a 3-pack of different things over on Amazon, and I'm trying it as a 3-pack, but also as like a 2 of this or 10 of this or 6 of this. So I'm mixing up.
Yeah, and you and I had a lot of different inventory from each other too. So there's that. And so it's been exhausting because I've been trying to figure out, like, how can I liquidate it? Should I go to the indoor swap meet, outdoor swap meet? What auction sites are there? Should I just donate it to the thrift store? Should I, so that is mentally exhausting, right? So that's part one. And then part two, it's like, okay, what softwares do I keep? What softwares do I cancel? What do I not need? So, I've been having to do that. In the meantime, my son and his girlfriend are expecting a baby, and so they're getting their house painted. They both work like 9-10 hour days. So I have been at their house when they're at work with my mom and my husband. There's a painter that's there, but we're taking off switch plates, pulling out blinds. So I'm also doing this physical type of labor. It had been sourcing a lot extra. I tried to get myself set up on Whatnot, but I couldn't figure it out. So I had 2 shows I scheduled to go live. I gathered inventory that I thought would be great for 2 different Whatnot shows, but I couldn't figure out to set up a shipping template in Whatnot. And I thought, so in Whatnot, there's like this shipping profile tab. And so you could put in like the weight and how you would ship it, but there's no area where you input what you charge for it. So it's like, is it free? Because I've watched other Whatnot shows and I see down below it says X amount of dollars for shipping, but I could not for the life of me figure out where do I set up these shipping templates and whatnot? So I got frustrated. And then when I get frustrated, I get mad at myself. Like, I'll just like beat myself up. Like, how can you not? I mean, you can do Amazon, you can do all this stuff, but you can't figure out a stupid shopping app. Like in my head, I have all these defeating thoughts, and I put so much effort into gathering all this inventory that I was going to sell. And then I ended up canceling the shows because I couldn't figure it out. I could not figure it out. So I'm just like,
it's probably something that's just a weird setting. And maybe the shipping is based on where your person that's buying it is.
I just don't know. But and in reality, your first Whatnot show, you're lucky if you're going to make a sale or two, because with Whatnot, you really have to build up like a following on there. So I know that does take time. And talking to people that do sell on Whatnot, it's a good idea if you have a niche. And I've watched different Whatnot shows to get a feel of like what people do, how it works, like on the shopper's end. So I put in a lot of effort into that to then only not do the show. So like that was defeating. I had applied for Walmart Marketplace. And like I said, when Walmart Marketplace first came out, I applied for it. I told this story last week. So it's been 9 years I've tried to get into Walmart. Can't get any response from them. So that's defeating, right? So I just feel like this week I'm exhausted because it's not only emotional, but it's reestablishing this new routine, this new, how do my days look? What am I going to do? Just all the things. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm wore out. I'm just wore out.
Ryan says that you could ask Nicole. So let's say some good mornings really quick. Good morning, Nate, Karen, Armand, nice to see you. Sherry, Ryan, nice to see you as always. Millennial Money Mom, which is Melissa, thank you. I'm like, it's M, but my mind kept going to Michelle, but it was Melissa.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, this week has been a lot to me as well, like learning wise. I've been doing listing and sending in inventory for a client over on Walmart for the last couple of weeks. I handle his Home Depot, Walmart, and Amazon accounts. So, just learning the different things. And I was tasked with making a whole bunch of listings and kind of cleaning up his Walmart, but his Amazon's still a hot mess too. So I do have some stories to tell about that kind of tie into what's been going on in Amazon. He got a parent-child violation, which I think I talked about last week. And one of them, so I don't want to reiterate last week's story, but just a follow-up to that, I deleted the actual parent, first of all, and then I've been recreating a new parent, restandardizing all of the titles to be the same chunk and then just a dash and then what the child variation description is. But I had one that had the word kid in it, and anything in his inventory that has the word kid gets flagged for toy compliance paperwork. So after many back and forths with account health and seller central and whatnot, they have said that anything that kind of denotes that it might be for a child is going to then trigger that flag. Okay, fine. So I get it off the parent thinking that now I can change the title, because it won't let you change the title if the descriptor, I think it was either style or color, has the word kid in it on the parent. You have to take it off, then modify it, then put it back on, right? So I take it off and I do just a basic edit and it won't come off. And I edit and won't come off. So I do a flat file, won't come off. I delete the listing, wait 24 hours, do a flat file, still won't come off. So I did a hard delete, which is like the last of the last that I know how to do, with a listing loader, the listing loader template that you have to put an X to wipe it, like to transfer it from the catalog. And then this morning I've got to re-upload and see if I can override it. If not, the good part is my contact has not only spoken at Amazon, like conferences, he has been a spokesperson there, but he has insider contacts. So now I've been introduced to the insider contact, whom he wants to have me also ask about my personal case. He's like, you got to ask that guy if he can get you any inside information on your personal case. So we'll see if that works. But today is my last hurrah on trying to get a flat file to override the kids out of the title. So all week I've been going, those dang kids. Those kids, I need to get rid of them. Why are they there?
I think Amazon is giving a lot of pushback. I know I was trying to help one of my clients in his account. He was wanting to change, like I told you, the bullet points. And Amazon, even though it's his own private label item that he owns the rights to, designed it, his name brand is on his packaging, he has the UPC code, all the things. Amazon is giving pushback for changing the bullet points that he has to show proof, from the manufacturer's website and just to fix up the bullet points. And he doesn't have a website. He only sells it on Amazon. So I think with the recent so many account deactivations regarding listings, Amazon is giving a lot of pushback with fixing listings.
Yeah, that could be it as well. And then learning how to list. I'm getting better at listing over at Walmart. I can get a listing up within a few minutes now versus forever. And then Walmart changed their dashboard. So I'm now learning the new dashboard over at Walmart. And then it looks like Amazon's pretty much pushed through their new inventory dashboard, which is an improvement in my opinion. Let's see here. Karen says, for your first whatnot, just do free shipping and take the loss to get it started.
No, thank you. Do you know I lost all my income? Yeah, no thanks. I am in the business to make some money right now. I can't afford the losses.
And then Armand says, why not open another Amazon account under your kid's husband or mom name? That is a great question. Mm-hmm. And the issue is if you start another account and Amazon finds the connection between the two accounts, then you can have that deactivated as well. So it's a tough one because in order to do that, I pretty much have to start a new business, open up a new business checking with a different address, with a different person's name. And my husband has the same last name as I do. So then it would be maybe under whatever, like you said, my mom or my sister or something like that. And that's a lot of work. Like I'm not, it is something we have floated the idea around because we know enough how to get around that. But that's, again, not a long-term solution for what we've been going through. So I would ideally like to have my account reactivated and just either go totally private label or retail arbitrage and do other things. Like I enjoy handling other accounts and stuff. I had an interesting case this week that somebody is not getting reimbursements from Amazon. And we're talking like a lot of reimbursements. So, working with other clients and kind of getting to know other problems and issues is interesting and fun in my opinion. Let's see here. We've got another question. Ryan, good morning. Good morning. I want to completely get off of reselling and listings on Amazon, Mexico, Canada. Is that possible or is it just included in North America? North America now includes Brazil too. So you were auto-enrolled in March for Brazil. If you want to get off, go to your vacation settings, put it on vacation, then go to your Build International Listings. To do that, you go and click the three little lines in the upper left, go to Inventory, go to Sell Globally in the top left corner. It's either 3 or 4th over, it says Build International Listings, and make sure you are disconnected there as well. While vacation mode sometimes takes care of it all, it's always good to do both and just poke around, make sure that you don't have any connecting
stragglers in there. Yeah, I got mine turned off a few years ago because I like you didn't want the hassle in there because I wasn't really checking over there. And then I had already signed up for the other program that's kind of like eBay Sell Globally, where you ship it to a US address and then from there it goes to abroad. Amazon has that same type of program within Amazon. And for me, because I was only focused really on the US, sometimes I would have these violations in my Canadian account that I didn't notice because I wasn't logging into Amazon Canada to check my performance notifications. And then, I realized like, oh gosh, I have like these child safety documents and beauty products that violate, Canada's law, and they've been sitting in there and I had no idea. So yeah, I'm just like, how do I get this turned off?
Yeah, I did start going through there, and that's I haven't appealed yet. My plan is to give another phone call and see if they tell me to get bent again. Basically, for our types of cases, they're saying either you need letters of authorization from every single brand you've ever included in any bundle, or you need to prove that you never violated policy to begin with, which equally both is BS. There's in our group, like I said, it's a private group, but they are lining up for class action. I'm not sure if we will be joining that or not joining that, but that is where this is kind of going down the road. So I went in and wiped out all my inventory in Mexico, Canada, and whatever was in Brazil, because I didn't really touch Brazil. And then I've been trying to get all my stuff recalled. Some of the other suggestions out there is once everything is completely out of your account, that's when you should reapply as well. So playing around with that. Karen, let's see here. Armand says another $20 million seller, Brandon Young, private label, got his account deactivated. Yeah. It's been story after story after story that we've.
And there's so many people who aren't going public. There are more and more sellers than you all realize that have gotten deactivated. And I'm surprised it's not being talked about that much publicly, or that people aren't admitting it publicly. What's really infuriating about it is there are still thousands and thousands and thousands of Amazon listings that, according to Amazon, what people have gotten deactivated for, other sellers, these thousands upon thousands of sellers, are still active with these listings that technically violate Amazon's policy. So it's like, why some and not the others? Like, if it's got to be, why isn't it across the board then for everybody? And there are sellers, and I'm just telling you like the behind stories that I know from people, why there are sellers that have been deactivated because of a listing, while there are 10 other people still currently selling on that listing that Amazon has kept up active in the selling platform, and other sellers are actively selling on the listing, yet they were deactivated for it. That there is a lot of unfairness going on. And there's been a recent wave of people getting deactivated for selling Adidas.
So we got to talk about
I had somebody get deactivated for selling Uno cards, that they were buying from Target. They had no complaints on their account for Uno cards, no IP infringements. It was not a listing they created. It was one that was already existing in Amazon's catalog. There are other sellers on this Uno card listing, but they got deactivated for being on that listing. So there's just a lot of shenanigans going on that don't make sense.
The one lady that posted, it was either yesterday or the day before, her feedback from Seller Central was that she needs to comply with policy and have letters of authorization for everything. And she said it's not in the policy. It was not in the policy that this is required. And they said, well, it's going to be in the policy. And she said, okay, but it's not in the policy.
It's not
right
in the policy
now.
currently. That's correct.
Said, doesn't matter.
Something that's not in the policy. Yes.
And it was like arguing with an idiot, because it's like, it's not there yet. You can't just make up a rule that you're going to have implemented, but it's not implemented yet. So anyhow, Karen says she'll buy from you. Yes, I probably would too. April's got a good question. I'm trying to set up a business account. Can I get a pay stub from Amazon or proof of employment? I believe you need to show like your LLC information, and you can, there was something, I don't remember what, but it was years ago. I needed to show that I do get deposits from Amazon. And I think it was like my QuickBook reports or the actual disbursements from Amazon that I needed to show. But I don't remember what that was for.
And I have an Amazon business account. If you mean like how you shop Amazon Prime, I have, the same thing. But for business is I don't,
okay.
I don't really understand. And I didn't even know that we could get like pay stub or proof of employment from Amazon. But I guess if you're trying to get loans to buy a house or something,
it's like the paperwork in Amazon. You can go get the printout of that. But in order to get just a business account, I needed my reselling number, which is for tax purposes, and I believe EIN maybe. So those were the numbers I needed. But if you're Canadian, April, then I don't know what the equivalent is.
Yeah, and as far as if you're just needing proof of income, say because you're trying to buy a house, all of my life I've been self-employed, so it was just usually you just claim self-employment income. But I don't know what's behind that question.
Yeah, she needs a business account. It was EIN. I know it was the my reselling number. I know I had to have that, and I believe it was EIN. Nate's saying is EIN too.
Yeah.
I don't know what your equivalent to EIN is.
Yeah, because April's in Canada, so I don't know. Like that's why Lucy's saying she's not sure what the equivalent is for April.
I do have the breakdown for Mexico. If anybody lives in Mexico and is reselling, I had to deep dive into business setups through Mexico on Amazon. So
they're a lot more
those directions.
Yeah, Mexico's a lot more lenient. That's for sure.
Yeah. Ryan's saying FEIN. I don't know. Is that what it's called?
That's probably the Canadian version is FEIN.
Okay. Good to know. All right. So Ryan's still having trouble with NARF program, and you've got something set up in there. So go into your shipping settings. If it's merchant fulfilled, then you have something in your shipping templates that's wrong. And then go in and delete the inventory too. Because I had somebody that kept listing things and then didn't turn off their build international listings. So it kept putting up international merchant fulfilled listings. And we had to go in and delete them, or at least reset all of the amount to 0.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to. Yeah, that is a good point you said about deleting the listings. Now, I don't know, Ryan, if you create your own listings, but in case you do, a question I get asked is if I created my own listing, and assuming you created it in your US account, if I go into my Canadian account or my Mexico account and delete them, is it going to delete the listing? And it's not. If you create it in your US account and you delete it in your US account, it will. But if you create it in your US account and delete it completely out of your Mexico or Canadian account, it does not delete it out of your US account. Well, in fact, any of your listings, anything you delete out of Canada, if you wipe out your whole inventory, it stays intact in Amazon US.
Yeah, I'm looking, April, and if you go over to the gear and then go to account information, there's tax information you can usually download for that. Trying to see which report.
Yeah, because she's saying that Amazon is asking for a pay stub of proof of business, which seems kind of silly because it's like, hello, Amazon, you should know you're the one that sends me my payouts.
Right. And it's typically your LLC. It's not. It's going to be within your QuickBooks or LLC paperwork, not necessarily within Amazon. Just if they need something from Amazon, you can go and download, but I don't believe that's the route. I think you go whatever your business is set up. That's how I would go. All right. Melissa says, I'm from Mexico, but I'm working with someone who is Canadian and has an EIN in Washington. Yeah. Yeah, how to prove she's working. That's where you have to go show your business stuff to show that you have, like a profit. Usually it's a profit and loss statement from your QuickBooks or whatever accounting software you're using that shows that you have a business, that you're self-employed. Google like how to prove self-employment for whatever bank that you're asking for Amazon. But for an Amazon business account, 99% sure it was just my EIN and my reseller permit. And the reseller permit, you have to have your LLC to get the reseller permit and your business stuff. All right. Oh my goodness. That is a mouthful. Just coffee.
So how have your eBay sales been doing then, Lucy, since you said you've been listing a lot of like 6-pack, 10-pack, 2-pack, a lot of different variables? How are your eBay sales doing?
They're not too bad. I have not gotten enough up. I think I have like 70 listings. I was trolling your store too last night. I was like,
you were in my eBay store?
Yeah, it was in your eBay store because I was like, what did she list? And trying to think of what my inventory was at work because we went down to the office and kind of got everything split up. And then I was just making listings and I came across, I was searching something, your store popped up. So I was like, oh, let me go see what she's doing over there.
Yeah, as you see, I don't have a lot of things on there that you sold. I just have,
No, but
yeah.
you had a couple. I had one item that did well, and I'm upset because I had destroyed some of the inventory long ago because I didn't want to do all the fees, and it's actually doing really well over on eBay. I listed, I think I've sold like 8 in 3 days or something, so I was going, wow, wish I hadn't destroyed the other bits and pieces of it. uh Getting the listings up is all right. It's just a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
sad and it's a lot of work, and I had to tell my husband to kind of shut up because he was like making comments like I just don't need any more negativity this week. I don't need it because yeah, it sucks and it's a lot, and not happy about it, not happy about any of it. And some
Yeah,
days
it's like trying to re-navigate and figure out, and the sales I've had on eBay, while they're decent, it's like I need so much more to get back up to where I need to be to pay our bills. So that's really scary and a reality.
yeah, it is reality. I luckily have some diversification, so it's not as big of a hit, but it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel
No.
good at all. So, I'm behind on everything. I was telling Tina before I got in here that I've got to do my sales tax reimbursement by the 31st. My bookkeepers are asking for paperwork for June. I haven't given them June's paperwork, and it's almost the end of July. I feel so bad. I'm terrible at that. And physically, it's a lot of stuff.
It
We
is.
had our poor postal lady show up, and Michelle, her name's Michelle, at the house. It's weird. I have a Michelle at the office and a Michelle at the house, 2 Michelles in the post. Anywho, so Michelle showed up and she was like, could you please just come down and bring your car and load up? Because I can't fit all this stuff. And she's kind of, I don't know if she's disabled, but she struggles walking, which I'm going, maybe being a postal worker isn't for you, but I don't know. I'm trying not to judge there. She struggles with her hips and she can't walk very well. So we're like, sure, Michelle, we'll go down. We went down, talked to it's Scott and Eric down at the post office, anywho, and got all my stuff loaded up or from that delivery chunk. And it's sad. It's sad, and it's a lot of physical work. I mean, my current process is kind of to get everything open and sort of sort it into general categories and then go back through and then sort. And I'm making my eBay listings, and some, if I don't know if I have 1 or 3 or 5, I'll just put 1. And then that's what I go down today and do when we get off here is do a count and say, okay, no, I really have 2 of those or 6 of those,
Mm-hmm.
and get them listed. But yeah, other than Whatnot, I don't know what other places would be good to kind of
Yeah,
sell.
because I can't get into Walmart, despite my 9 years of trying. I'm sending them messages every week now. That's what April did to get in. She just was persistent. So I used to do that and I gave up. So now I'm starting that again. eBay, I had some decent sales this week, but not enough to pay the bills. Like I told you, I'm actually this week I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4, so I lied. I did 4 Amazon items on eBay this week. I sold a cycling jersey for bicyclists. So
Oh,
now I'm starting to look at those because my husband just grabbed it and thought it was unique and different. So I'm like, oh, just grab it. We'll try it out. And so we sold this for bicyclists, right? That cycle. So we bought this cyclist jersey and we sold it for $34. I sold a vintage board game for $37, and we got
which board game?
It's called D-Day. It's a very vintage game.
Okay.
And we sold a pair of jeans that my husband said, these look different. We never heard of the brand. And so we bought these jeans and we sold them for $50.
Nice. What was the brand? You can just tell us little bits.
I have to go over here and look. It's called, I don't know how you say it, Calabasas. I've never heard of it. Calabasas jeans. So they sold for $50.
Nice. Nice. Armand says that if your listing's still up, you could use AutoDS to import. Most of mine have dog pages, but if you tweak the URL from other regular pages and put in the ASIN, Amazon.com/DP/ your ASIN, that's the exact URL. Why I remember stuff like that, Tina, but I can't remember other stuff is beyond me. My brain works weird. Anywho's, I can get that information, and that's what I've been using to make the listings. And I debated with the software. The problem with the software is I don't know if it would take a URL that I would need to, since it's not a live listing anymore. And then, like I said, some of them I need to tweak it up a little bit or change, or, some of my things that I had as multi-packs, I'm breaking them apart and doing different stuff with. So, but thank you. I will keep that in mind, because it does look like an interesting website. AutoDS, it's drop shipping made easy.
I sold on Facebook Marketplace this week. I had these like rolly carts that crafters use.
Yeah.
Michaels sell them. The store Michaels sell them for $29. They're like tall, and they have colored drawers like a red, yellow, blue, green. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those rolly carts, but I had 3 of them that I didn't want or need. So I listed them yesterday and sold them yesterday. And I can't believe I had people blowing me up on Facebook Marketplace for these carts. So
why?
I sold all 3 for $50. I had 3 of them, and I sold all 3 for $50. So it saved the girl $40 off of if she had bought all 3 brand new. So I sold all 3 for $40 less than the brand new price. And I mean, people are like, oh, if they don't come get them, please message. I mean, people wanted those carts. So I tell you guys that because if you have some of your own and want to get rid of them, or if you happen to see those little carts at your local Goodwill, if you're out ever sourcing like that, grab them, because everybody wanted those. And I sold them within a couple hours after listing them yesterday on Facebook Marketplace. I also sold on Facebook Marketplace, actually last week, not this week, a manicuring table like the manicurists use. It has the rolling wheels, and I sold that for $150. So that's something that if you happen to see while you're outsourcing and want to grab it just to, sell like on Facebook Marketplace out of your garage, that was a pretty good flip as well. So I'm trying to maybe keep my eye on bigger things like that I can just sell on Facebook Marketplace. Nate, who's in the comments, him and his wife live here locally, and they told me about Nella's auction website here in Vegas. And so I've been looking at that every night. I haven't taken the plunge. I actually did participate in bidding on some stuff to win it, and you can then go pick it up locally. They have 2 locations here in town, and it's mostly brand new stuff. If it's not underneath it, it says used, missing parts, and it seems to be like Amazon returns, or it's like brand new type stuff. It's not really used things or vintage stuff. It's new things. And so I have gotten caught up in a bidding war on a few items. And then I stopped, like, okay, I don't want to pay that much for it. But I've been looking at big stuff like, what do you call that goes over your oven? A hood? The hood? Is that what
range?
Range. And I always get confused because to me the range is like what you cook on.
Yeah, I think the range and then the hood is the top.
So they have pieces like that on this auction site, and they have things for like car repair or just like bigger items that go for higher dollar retail. And so I've been looking them up on eBay, seeing are they currently listed, how many sellers, and what are they in the solds and what do they go for. Mm-hmm. So I find some of these items on this auction site that I would profit on if I were to win it or to buy it, but I know how much I need to pay for it in order to take that risk. Now, some of these that I've been in the auction where at the very end, it's like at $50. This item that retails for say $500, and on eBay it's going for $400 all day long with free shipping. Keeping in mind it's going to be big and heavy and expensive to ship. But then as I get in on the bidding at that tail end, it will shoot up to like $250. So of course I'm not willing to go that high because I won't profit. Like, oh man. So it has been fun. It's kind of been our nightly thing that my husband and I do for like 45 minutes. He's on his laptop, I'm on mine. So we're just getting a feel for it, learning, playing. So hopefully one of these nights will be on the right time and get the right item, and maybe be able to flip, whether on eBay or a local flip, a more expensive item. So I'm excited to, maybe win an auction one of these days on something like that.
See, and I've only done one Facebook thing this week. Started last week, still for sale. And it was the shower chair that we got my husband when he had knee surgery. And I had bought it off Facebook Marketplace. So I was like, well, let me just put it back on there and I was hoping $20. I had somebody offer me 15 yesterday and then ghost me. And that was the only traction I've had on Facebook. But I don't know. A lot of my whole plan is kind of, some of my office furniture is junky. I'm trying to get it gone, and it's really not worth the time. That's what it comes down to, is like, is this whatever old office chair worth the time to try and get a few bucks, or should I just try to get rid of it? And that comes down to inventory too. Some of the items from Amazon, it's like, if I group it up, I can maybe make some money off of it. But little Chotsky things here and there, it's not worth the time to kind of put a lot of effort into listing and then shipping and all of that. So that is fun, though. I don't have any auctions, and I don't know of any swap meets either. I'm going to have to research that for my area. I'm sure we've got to have swap meets here.
We only have one here, the outdoor swap meet. I just don't know.
Is it the one off Decatur?
There is. It's the indoor one. So I looked at the indoor swap meet, and you can rent a booth there, or your section there, and you have to agree to a 4-week commitment. So you have to be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it costs $600 for that 4-week commitment of renting your space. Then you could go to the Broad Acres outdoor swap meet. And of course, it's too hot in Las Vegas right now. I mean, it's over 100 degrees every day here. It is just too hot. I cannot stand out in that heat at Broad Acres. And in fact, I'm sorry, I take my hair off my neck because it's like I'm hot right now. At Broad Acres, the type of inventory I have, some of it I think I could sell at Broad Acres. So I'm not against packing up and going out there when the weather cools off. But a lot of the type of inventory sold on Amazon is not really going to be something that people would want to buy here locally. Also, Broad Acres is almost 99% Hispanic. I mean, shoppers and booth renters and everything, which is fine, except I don't speak Spanish. And so there's going to be a language barrier with a lot of the people that go there. So, I have that on my mind too. Like, I thought, well, maybe when it cools off, I'll go to Broad Acres. It's been a while since I've been there, a few years, since like right before COVID actually was the last time we went there. And I'll take a good walk around and see, re-see what type of booths and stuff are there. But it's primarily really for the Hispanic community. They do a lot of really fun stuff. They do like the Mexican bands out there. They do the chilada, the beers. They have, all the really great Mexican food. It's fun there. I just don't know if what I have is for that audience.
I'm doing burrito tacos today, so
yeah.
Now I'm all hungry thinking of all the food.
My absolute favorite.
We're going to do a corn dip thing. So I'm not sure if it's corn salad. My son said it's more like a dip, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Mexican food is my favorite food. Being a West Coast girl, we just have a lot of it out west, so I grew up eating it, and that's my favorite food to cook. And my husband, being from the East Coast, for him, it's hands down Italian food is his favorite. Being an East Coast guy, yeah.
Yeah, we had lasagna last night. That was good. Now I'm really hungry. I should have made breakfast. I just had coffee. Interesting. My mom, I meant to tell you this before we went live, but my mom is going to get rid of her antique booths because they raised the rates. But have you thought about that maybe as like an option, antique booth? area?
But I don't really have antiques. I suppose something like that you could do. My mom did it once, but she never made enough to make a living out at those antique booths.
Yeah.
I don't know how much your mom makes if you could make a living off of it, but I don't really have antiques.
No, but her place does like antiques and new stuff. So there's
Yeah.
some people that do Avon or Mary Kay or I don't know, whatever thing and do that. They're raising her rates from $850 to $1,100 or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because when I was at her house giving her and her partner a haircut, her business partner, they were going over their inventory that they were going to take down to their booth, but they didn't mention giving it up.
No, because it just happened yesterday. I haven't talked to you this.
Yeah, we haven't talked all week. Yeah, like I just learned today on the live that you now have a contact to an Amazon insider. So I was going to ask you about that after the show.
As of like 11 p.m. last night.
Yeah. So I thought, ooh, I can't wait to hear about that. Yeah, Lucy and I, we usually talk almost every single day. But this week we haven't because both of us are insanely busy with closing out our Amazon stores.
Well, it's been depressing. It's like, what's the news? Still sucks.
Okay. Yeah. So I have been, burning the candle at both ends of the stick, because of closing down one business, getting inventory hit, helping my son paint, trying to shop, build up an eBay store, figure out, where to auction off. So it's just been a lot. It's definitely not been my normal routine. And I just am not going to give up. I'm going to figure it out as I navigate it. But it's sad. Like I do have definitely a sadness this week. I've definitely been a lot more positive up until kind of this week. It's almost like a mourning. I've been doing Amazon for so many years. And if I get it back, my Amazon account, I don't trust Amazon after this experience. If I could say that I had a gross negligent in this, like, oh man, you knew you were. If I get it back, I will only merchant fulfill from here on. I would never send an FBA shipment in ever again. My inventory will be like just a few SKUs. And Amazon has just, I feel like there's just such a trust broken for a company I have loved working with and making a living with. That's how I'm feeling right now. A year from now, let's see where I feel, where I stand, how that is then. But this has cost me my livelihood. This has cost a lot of things. How Amazon handled it is wrong. I mean, there's just so many wrongs in it. And I don't like talking about it because it's like depressing. It's like I want to talk about the good stuff going on.
I am going to share, because this was shared in our private group, that if you are looking for email escalations, there's those two emails. I know we talked about one from the other guy, what was it, last week or the week before, and I don't remember who that was. I'd have to look at it. I could recognize the name, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But they were saying that those two emails will still do escalation. So I'm not to the escalation point. So you guys got to understand that there's a lot of layers here. There's a lot of, we haven't exhausted all options, but
we have not. But if we get our account back, my hunch is it's going to take months and months. I don't even know if we would have them back by the end of this year. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I have accepted having let it go is where I'm at personally. I'm already planning the rearranging of my space to accommodate an eBay business. And, if I'm able to get into Walmart, or whatever else, I know you can make a living on eBay. And I will say doing eBay has already been less stressful than Amazon has been in the last several years to me. It's more fun than Amazon to me. So I am liking it. It's just I'm not making enough money yet. After all we spent on inventory and our sales for the month of July, I actually ran the numbers last night so I could share it on the show today, because today is my paperwork day. So today I would be seeing where I stood for the month. The month is almost over. It's not over yet. But after all my buy costs, because remember, I'm buying stuff to sell on eBay. My Amazon stuff is not eBay like material to, to do. So I have grossed. I mean, I'm sorry, I've netted my take home pay from July 1st to July 25th is $158. Yeah. So I have done over $1,000 in sales on eBay. I don't have that number right in front of me, so I'm going off what I recall last night. I've done it was like $1,200 in sales, I want to say. And, then after eBay fees, you have your net, which I can't recall what that is. I did so far in July, I want to say it was 31 sales I've made in the month of July, 31 orders. But then you have to remember, I've been going out to the thrift stores and the bins and buying inventory. So I actually would have netted like $800, but I've spent a little over $600 to get the inventory to sell. So, I still have a bunch of inventory that hasn't sold yet, right? Yeah. I'm in the building phase. So right now, it's funny, I am in the green, but only by like $150 with still a lot more inventory to sell. And 2 sales came through this morning. So I was, let's see, just 2 weeks ago when I first started listing stuff on eBay, I was discouraged. I'm like, I would have like 1 sale, 3 days cricket, then a sale. Now I am starting to get at least 2 sales a day. I had 1 sale on Mercari this week for items that I cross-posted. So Nate's wife, Elizabeth, taught me how to use a cross-poster they use. And it's called Flip. I actually have an affiliate link, I think, for Flip that gives me like $10. So I'll have to share that maybe next week if people are interested in it. But by doing that, I've been cross-posting things onto Etsy and Mercari and Poshmark and Facebook Marketplace. Not all the things, just things that I think, oh, this would go good on Etsy or this would be good. I've been cross-posting. And so from having done that for the last, I think 2 weeks now, or has it only been 1 week? I can't remember when I spoke to Elizabeth about how to do it. I sold finally 1 thing on Mercari from cross-posting. Yeah, so I had Nate's wife Elizabeth called me. I'm like, I can't figure it out. I get the software. I get everything done, right? I got everything loaded that I had in my eBay. I figured all that. I figured out how to link it to all the platforms. I get all the big stuff done, but then I couldn't figure out how to cross post the thing. I'm like, I watched YouTube videos. I'm like, okay, the buttons are clicking or not buttoning for me. She's on the phone with me, and in 60 seconds, she taught me how to do it.
Nice. All right. Brown Girl 44 says these suspensions are so shocking and has been affecting Amazon's bottom line for sure. I don't get why fixing it is not more of our priority.
I know, really, seriously.
So one of the things we wanted to wait for was Prime Day to be over, which Prime Day is now over. I bought this chair, by the way, on Prime Day. There's a history of the chair that was in here. So to sidebar, I got that chair for Mother's Day and it was confiscated by my child. So I was. Anyhow.
Your Mother's Day gift was confiscated? That sounds about accurate.
So then I got this chair, and then my husband's like, do you not like the chair? Anyhow, it was a big ordeal. And I'm like, I got this for $62 on Prime Day. I couldn't say no. Anyhow, the lawyers, this is where kind of having that inside group is really nice. There are a few lawyers who have now responded just this week that have said every POA that they have put, that's why they've been so quiet, has been rejected. So
yes, every single one, at every angle, at every type of angle they've tried. Yeah,
it's been struggling on that front. So yeah, it's tough. Hey, I have an eBay question for you. My husband's account interface is way different than mine, and mine seems more advanced. Is that because I have an older account, or do I have like a
I
Or
I don't know because
okay.
if my interface changed at one point, I don't remember because like I said, all this time I've never stopped doing eBay. It's just I always kept like under 100 listings on eBay. I've always still shopped and sourced for eBay to take breaks from Amazon because I've always liked doing eBay. So I am glad I still have that skill set, but possibly, you know how like Amazon, you used to be able to view the old or switch to the new dashboard. I'm guessing maybe I'd have to look on eBay. There's probably a button that
Can you select multiple things and bulk edit on yours?
like bulk edit. Like if I want to run an advertising campaign, I can select a whole page, and then
Yeah.
yes, I can.
He can't do that.
Yeah, I would venture to guess he's there's got to be some little clickable button that gives you what the new dashboard looks like. That's my hunch.
Fuss around with that. But interesting. Karen says she wants to see some eBay sourcing videos on your
It's
YouTube.
funny, Karen, because today I was actually considering making a video here in my house of what my current situation looks like. Talking about that busyness this week and how I've been feeling like I'm pulling to, all over the place. My husband and I, additionally, these are things I didn't share yet. My husband and I additionally spent the last week, maybe week and a half, clearing out our garage because my sister-in-law, who had to move out of state, left a lot of her things behind, and it has been in my garage for over 2 years. Totes and totes and totes of stuff. So we went through every single one of her totes, threw away what was garbage, repacked what wasn't garbage, and we narrowed down. I don't know how many totes were in there. To me, it seemed like there were 50, but we have one tote in our garage. One. We also boxed up stuff and mailed it out to her so that way she can have it. And so, we forked over the dough and sent her boxes of stuff like paperwork, just things. So now we have this empty space in our garage back finally, only to start filling it up with Amazon stuff. So yes, today I would, so those empty totes that we cleared out of hers, now we had all these empty totes. And so my husband organized all of our eBay inventory so nice and neat, like, and we have like an eBay tote system in one of our closets. And so it's so organized, and our Amazon warehouse room within our house is just full of these boxes and inventory coming in. So today I was thinking of making a video to show the empty space that I have in my garage that will now be filled, what my back room looks like that is getting filled up with Amazon inventory. And I've only received less than half of it back so far. And what my closet looks like for my eBay stuff. And so I thought about doing a little show and tell of what my current situation is and then start making eBay videos on my channel.
Yeah, I think you should do it and see what that's all about. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, because you can definitely watch my growth, because in the month of July, $150 is not enough to live off of, right? So it will be interesting to see, next year at the end of July, what does my story look like then with eBay?
For sure. Nate says he's watching. If you're going to do it today, I am around all day today, so you could go live later. I could watch and have something to look forward to. Because my other option is to call Amazon, and I've put it off for 2 days because I said
I'm
I would
not
do
even
it
calling Amazon. Yeah, I'm just not going to do anything. I really am not doing anything. Because to me it's pointless. They just give you it's not really, the calls are not effective unless you call this inside person. And now that I would be interested in.
Yeah, I'll have to see. I got to handle that one kind of nice because I don't know what, I don't know. That was brand new. He introduced me last night because I'm getting stuck with this one. I can't get rid of the kids. Those children.
And my lawyer, his assistant, sent me an email last night, and she said they have been working with their inside contacts at Amazon to no avail to try to get answers. And she gave me a snippet of some of the things that they do know. But it was a very long email, so it's too long to share here on the live. But yeah, for me, I'm this with it. And, once they figure it out, because the lawyers eventually will figure it all out,
Yeah.
I'll just wait till then. I'm not going to spend another moment on calling them or doing anything. I really, truly have just disconnected from it, except for the inventory of it all, because I don't know what to do with it. And I'm 100% eBay at this moment.
Yeah, that is, I mean, you got to understand, like, there's a lot of things that we can do. So we haven't totally tapped out.
No, like I still love building listings in Amazon. I still love working on Amazon advertising campaigns. There's a lot of things about Amazon that I still love working on. And, I want to mention, I do still have clients that I work in their Amazon accounts for them, and I'm still doing that. So I'm not losing like what's going on with Amazon. I'm still very tapped in and tuned into Amazon, because I still have access to my clients' accounts. I still continue to work on their ad campaigns. I still continue to create listings for people. I'm not so like, oh, I hate Amazon now and I'm never going to shop from them again or ever log into another account ever again. I'm not quite that dramatic, but I'm just talking about for me and my own account. I've accepted it. I've just, if it comes back, it comes back. But at this point, if that happens, I would only do merchant fulfill selling on Amazon. I will never send it an FBA box ever again. That's how I feel in this moment.
Well, and the fees that they keep doing have been ridiculous. Yeah. There's been some changes in fees, and now they're thinking they might start charging for the under $10 items. And it's like, geez, stop. Just stop with the fees.
Yeah, it's I guess it's still the newness of it all, right? Like when when someone close to you just died, a close loved one, right now I just can't go in their bedroom, or I just can't go eat at that restaurant because there's too many memories of them. I feel like I'm in that phase of my breakup with Amazon.
Yeah. Well, and I'm still fighting flat files. So.
Yeah, but not for your own account, right? Like me, I'm still knee deep in my clients' accounts, and I'm happy to do the work. Don't get me wrong. Plus, it does give me a paycheck, right? Because my clients do pay me, and I need the money. Okay, but I'm not fighting these things in my own account.
Yep. Drummer says their greed knows no bounds. Exactly, and that's why they're thinking for the class action suit, if we can prove that they're requiring LOAs and they never required them before, they don't enforce them, like, then it's definitely picking on us, or what do you call that? Discrimination.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, I got the LOAs. I have them. Them. So it's like, if they're now trying to say, well, we require them now. Okay, well, here they are. And Amazon is still saying no. So it's like, again, the insanity of it all.
It is. All right. So you're doing paperwork today. I got to go down to the office and what am I doing? Inventory, but I also got to do, my
bookkeepers that need information, and you're working on your sales tax refund paperwork. Look, I can remember for you.
Thank you. I've got most of it pulled together, and so I need that. It's almost $1,000 I'm getting back in sales tax this time.
Yeah. I really thank you all for watching and listening to me. I try to be as authentic and raw and real with where I'm at emotionally with it all, not to be Debbie Downer, but because if you guys ever go through this, I'm just sharing with you my real feelings of things. So it's funny, we actually have more viewers today than normal, and I feel like I've been Debbie Downer. So I do appreciate you guys all for listening to me and supporting us, and I do appreciate it so much.
Yes, for sure. Thank you guys for joining us. What are you doing this weekend?
Well, today I still do paperwork on Fridays, y'all. Still doing that paperwork, except now my paperwork has things like, look, I have these papers where I take notes. Like, these are my crazy notes. These are other side hustles I can do for money. I have auction sites that I have found that I can buy from to flip the inventory or possibly sell on. I've got some YouTubers that some viewers who watch us that are in our Facebook group will send me in Messenger. We have some of the sweetest people. Heather is one of them. Cal Hill, I feel like is how you say her name. She sent me some really great YouTubers to watch, so I wrote them all down so I can listen to them. I have
take a picture of that and send it to me.
Yeah, and then I have things like to-do lists, like clean the hall closet by the bathroom, and because it needs to be cleaned out, and I might find inventory in there. So I have lists upon lists of things. So now my paperwork consists of brainstorming ideas and what can I do, and obviously I'm gonna message Walmart again about where's my account and try to figure out how to set up that shipping template and whatnot. And so now I just have like these new lists. And like I said about doing the YouTube live, I thought, well, it's a lot easier for me to film content on eBay. I used to have an eBay channel years ago. Because with Amazon, can be so hard of like sharing your inventory. eBay, you can openly share. I bought this and this is what I sold. And I love getting to share about eBay. So, so I'm thinking about, okay, maybe a YouTube schedule for that. So I just have ideas and on top of ideas and notes of so many things I need to look into and see what sticks. So I'm going to be working on that today. My paperwork today. I have 2 eBay orders I have to ship out when we're done. I'm going to talk to you about this inside situation at Amazon. That intrigues me. And I'm just going to continue on what I've been doing all week, unpacking Amazon boxes that keep coming.
Yeah. It's we filled up did a lot of recycling this week.
Oh, so Nate says they may do a Poshmark live. I'll have to watch that. You'll have to send me the link if you guys do that. See, I didn't even know you could do that, and I have a Poshmark account. So it's going to be interesting times up ahead. So please keep sending those prayers, well wishes, good vibes, and energy. And
suggestions. I want more suggestions and prayers. Like if you have auction sites or things that would be good, throw them our way. We check out everything that everybody sends us, for sure. It may not be, what we wind up doing, but we love learning about all the different options to see what fits in our lifestyle right now and what matches up, because, we're always adapting and changing, rolling with the punches. We're trying to roll with the punches, but I feel like I keep getting punched. So no. Speaking of punches, we saw Deadpool Wolverine last night. It was really good. My husband had been wanting to see that for a long time.
You needed a new fun thing to go do. Well, that's awesome.
Yes.
All right, you guys. Well, thanks for watching. We'll be back next Friday, and I may or may not jump on and do a live walkthrough of my nonsense of my house. And until then, we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, everybody. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Bye.